Welcome back to Raw Sports Talk. I'm Chris, your favorite stat reader, and we have the Bulls hosting the Spurs, and the Spurs are 3.5-point road favorites. The over/under is at 232.5. The Bulls are plus 136 on the money line, and the Spurs are minus 162. Now, these are the overnight odds. They will change the closer we get to tip-off tomorrow. Head-to-head, the Bulls are 7-3 against the Spurs in their last 10. The Bulls have beaten the Spurs the last 6 times that they've played them. The home team is 7-3. The underdog has won the last 2 games they've played against each other outright. The underdog has covered the last 3 games that they've played against each other. The favorite is 5-5 against the spread. The favorite is 6-4 on the money line. The over is 6-4 and at 232.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The over/under is 5-5. One game went over by a half. One game went under by a half. So it just depends upon which way this line goes. The over/unders typically go up, not down, especially with the Spurs because there's a lot of points that get scored in their games lately. As far as the lineups are concerned for tomorrow's game, and please don't come for me if someone doesn't play. The NBA is god-awful when it comes to that, and these teams have like 30 minutes or so before the game. I think it's even less than that to confirm who will and who won't play. I think it's something more like 10 minutes before the game. It's supposed to be Fox, Castle, Vassell, Barnes, and Wembanyama, and then Jones, Giddey, Okoro, Buzelis, and Vucevic. Giddey is listed as questionable with an ankle sprain, and I'm always worried when I see dudes who rely on like mid-range shots with lower leg injuries, especially if you get someone who's a three-point shooter and they have some leg issues, because one wrong move and they tweak it and they're out for a significant amount of time. As far as the games go, the Spurs are 7-2. They are 5-3-1 against the spread. The over is 5-4. They are 2-2 on the road. They are unbeaten at home. For the Bulls, 6-3 overall, 6-2-1 against the spread, also unbeaten at home, 5-0. Both teams are 5-0 at home. The Spurs are 2-2 in their last 4, and you'd guess it, the games that they were at home were the games that they won. 248, 234, 231, and then 245. 12-point loss to the Suns, 2-point loss to the Lakers, didn't cover either of those games. Then an 11-point win over the Rockets, they covered. They were an actual home underdog in that one. And then they beat the Pelicans by 7. They had that spread covered, and then for whatever the reason is, they just started bricking threes towards the end of the game, and it closed the gap a little bit. For the Bulls, 1-3 in their last 4. 244, 224, 236, 250. 12-point loss to the Knicks, did not cover. Then a 2-point win over the Sixers, they pushed. 16-point loss to the Bucks, didn't cover. And then they beat the Clippers. Then they lost to the Clippers by 6, but they did cover. The last 2 games that they played, they were on the road. So they're not faring very well against their own conference. This is strength on strength, strength on weakness, so to speak. And now the Spurs have Fox, and he played pretty well in his first game back. I'm going to take the Spurs on the money line. I am going to take the Spurs laying the points, and I'm going to go over. These are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut, and please bet responsibly.